What's up, Big Sally? Big May?
You can call me Sally Mae.
I'm sorry. What's up, Sally May?
Listen, man, I haven't collected a student loan payment from you yet, man. You've been deferred for more than 8 months.
Man, see what happened, man. I left one job, went to another. You know how I get. I just had to defer a little bit.
I see you're having a great time on Instagram and Facebook. Now, you would be spending my money instead of paying me back now, would you?
Spend your money? No. I spend my mama money before I spend your money, Sally Mae.
Okay, well, we'll see.
First thing this month, I got you.
In this episode of Living Money Smart, I'm going to be talking about the biggest money myths I've debunked by taking action and experiencing business as a veteran entrepreneur. So before I jump into it, I want to thank those who participated in last week's YouTube Best Comments Challenge. I sweetened the pot by not only selecting best comments to receive the book, Living a Life of Significance by Joe Jordan, but a personal invitation to meet up with my mentor, Patrick Bet-David, on September 26th to the 28th here in Chicago, face to face. The folks selected not only helped themselves by posting a comment on my YouTube channel, not only follow our Facebook page, but also followed our Instagram profile as well. So here are the winners. And they get not only the book, but to meet Patrick Bet-David face-to-face during the Insurance Newsnet Super Conference, September 26th to the 28th. They are Jasmine Pink, Hank Gordon, Charles Williams, Melinda Martinez, and Cynthia Rodriguez. And you know what? Since posting our last episode, our YouTube channel not only crossed over 5,000 subscribers, but we got hundreds of new subscribers too as well. So we're going to extend the YouTube challenge to you as well to give you an opportunity to get the book and to meet Patrick Bet-David face to face. All right, well, let's get into it. The biggest money myths I've debunked as a veteran entrepreneur. Patrick last week posted said, if you think it takes money to make money, then you're just simply looking for a cop-out. As a veteran entrepreneur, I've learned there's 3 major people I've learned to become aware of. First ones, people that don't care about their family, they don't do anything. Second type of person, say they care, but they do nothing to show that they care. So they might as well not care to begin with. Third type of person, say that they care and they're willing to do something about it. That's you. You know what's funny about that message? That was done after our weekly Monday Night Phone Zone right here at our office. We're teaching brand new, inspiring entrepreneurs how to set their own business and how to get it moving forward. And yet this young man came after me even after that talk. And he says, you know what, Matt? I like business, but I'm not really in it for the money. I said, excuse me? He says, yeah, money's not really my thing. Okay, well, meanwhile, how are you paying the bills? He says, well, I'm living back with my mom. And I looked at him, brother, how old are you? He goes, I'm 25. I'm like, what? You're moving back in with your mom? Are you married? You got kids, divorced? What's the situation? He says, nah, my previous venture didn't work out, so I decided to move back in with her. I said, at this age of 25 years old, you should be looking to help your mama, not be dependent upon your mama. How does it make you feel? He goes, after a while, I've got to apologize. I said, but don't worry about apologizing to me. Take that same energy and do something for your mother. See, what that young man realized, that he was around people that never made him feel uncomfortable about his current situation. Therefore, no change was going to happen in his life. That's why I love the environment and culture we've created here at the Money Smart Movement team. It allows people to grow. It allows people to be aware of what they don't see and allows them to do something about it so they can transform. All we care about is today, are you willing to get better? Do you want to have the financial game mastered? Do you want to master the money game finally for once in your life that you run your money, but your money situation doesn't run you? In this episode of Living Money Smart, I'm going to be talking about the biggest money myths I've debunked by taking action and experiencing business as a veteran entrepreneur. Myth number 1, rich people are jerks. You know, initially I thought that too as well, but after realizing, no, they're not. Most recent example, this past week, I was invited to a meeting with J.B. Pritzker. He's the 5th richest man in Illinois, And according to Forbes magazine, the 652nd richest man in the United States at $3.4 billion. And in our conversation, we discussed fixing the pension problem in Illinois, which is the worst public sector pension in the United States. And we also discussed creating an economic environment in the state of Illinois to attract entrepreneurs, to create jobs so people can actually afford to live here. Because the Chicago Tribune reported that 48% of people living in the city of Chicago can't afford the cost of living. Second example, my wife and I were invited to Michael Jordan's grand opening to his new restaurant right here in Oak Brook, of all dates, on the 23rd of September. So babe, how does it feel to be at Michael Jordan's grand opening?
I'm just gonna mark this off the bucket list.
Bucket list and a half. Now, I've heard, especially growing up in the city of Chicago, that Michael Jordan's a jerk. And make a long story short, my wife and I had an hour-and-a-half long conversation with the GOAT. Sorry, LeBron, no love here, bro.
He needs some milk.
We've discussed business, cigars, entrepreneurship, and he even introduced me to his attorney who handles all his affairs for the Charlotte Hornets. Him being a jerk, huh? Other rich people, guys have built billion-dollar businesses, $100 million businesses, is Damon John. Damon John is one of the sharks on Shark Tank. We did an interview with him. Great conversation with him afterwards. Second conversation, Dan Alaric took a $1,200 investment, created Grunt Style, and built a $100 million company. Was he a jerk? Absolutely not. And it took time to mentor the other veterans I'm coaching and mentoring to as well, to share his experience of being an entrepreneur. Life after the military. What I've found out is that when you approach rich people, that if you find a problem that they're looking to solve, an opportunity they're really looking to magnify, and you provide a solution and a way to help them, they want to help you right in return just the same. Myth number 2, investing in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, gold, Bitcoin is the only way to get rich. Somebody's always looking to pitch you on something else. What I found out too is after that person pitches you on what they think is the best way to invest money, I ask them, great, what type of results have you gotten? Because my definition of investment is investing for the long game, not just for the short game. It may work now, it may work the next month, it may work 6 months from now, but will it work 5 years from now? Will it really work 10 years from now? Or will it really work 20 years from now? And the best question is, what happens to that investment during the bad times, during the downturns? How does it pan out? So let's ask my wife, Sheena, a licensed life insurance agent in multiple states across the country, what things she teaches clients when she sits down with them on how to strategize and where to put their money.
A basic principle I teach a lot of my clients when understanding where to put their money, it's called the laser test. So L stands for liquidity. If I put my money in here, do I have immediate access to it? S stands for safety. If I put my money in this vehicle, will it be safe, meaning guaranteed not to lose? R stands for rate of return. What kind of growth do I get from putting my money in this vehicle? And the last one, and my favorite, what are the tax advantages that I get from putting it in this vehicle? And there you have the laser test. So to summarize, putting it all together, you have liquidity, safety, rate of return, and tax advantage.
The number one investment for the money smart guy, my entire career, you know what it's been? You want to hear? Come closer. An investment in myself. I need to increase my awareness, my education, the things that are out there, the options that I had. Unless you know how to assess, evaluate, and take advantage of an opportunity or a danger, a lot of things that can help you get rich or be financially secure will fly right over your head. So what's an example of that? Well, how many times have you watched your favorite movie 2, 3, 5, 10 times?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
And how many times did you go back to that movie and say, you know what? I learned something new. I picked something up. You know what? I never noticed that before. See, the same thing happens with money. You see the same scenario happening over and over and over again, and guess what starts happening? You start seeing the movie of money. You start seeing your money game differently from a different perspective. So an investment is self-education, surrounding myself with the right people of like-minded thinkers and doers who are willing to hold themselves accountable to a system and to a process has allowed me to stop missing opportunities, plug my leaks, and finally master the money game and debunk a lot of money myths. Myth number 3, don't worry about tomorrow, worry about today. So here's bills. When people start off with the jobs, the bills are a whole lot less. But what happens over time? You get married, you have kids, you want to do things, you want to travel, you want to go to entertainment, sports games, concerts, all these different things that life has to offer. You start realizing, man, those bills sure do catch up to my job. Those bills sure start exceeding the income I'm making at my job. And guess what? This happens for a lot of people for over a 40, 50-year period of their working life. So along the way, people say, you know what? Maybe I need to start a side hustle. So they decide to say, you know what? I'm gonna start a business. I am an entrepreneur. I'm gonna get something done. I wanna take control and financial advantage of where I'm at right now because I'm not happy financially where I am. So along the way, as the bills start catching up and the jobs right there, they squeeze out just enough to invest in their own little business. So here's what happens. Man, I'm so fired up. I'm excited. Whammo! That's the reality of business. And along this way, when they start failing in business, woo, this is the money myth forest where they're walking into, where all the big bad trees and all the big monsters reside. This is where the beasts reside. And say, here's where all the doubts, the fears, the skepticism, the cynicism, that's where they keep you down and fighting for your dream to get financially ahead. And guess what happens? People quit. This is what happens when people stay with it, they persevere, they got grit, they hustle, they grind. This is what starts to happen. They get out from the trees. And guess what starts happening? And their finances start to elevate. They're back on a climb, and bam! They hit past the barrier of bills and their current job income, and this income starts growing and growing and growing and growing and growing, and guess what direction they're headed in? This right here is what demystifies myths. The question for you is, are you gonna let doubts, fears, skepticism of not only yourself, but other people keep you from demystifying these myths? Will you? These are other money myths I've debunked. But let me know if you would like for me to do a part 2 of this episode. They are, older relatives don't necessarily know what's best for you. Another money myth is you don't need to cut spending to get ahead. Another one is your house is your greatest investment. The next one, takes money to make money. Sorry, doesn't. And last but not least, making a 6-figure income, making $100,000 a year, making $250,000 a year, making $1 million a year has got to be impossible. We've debunked that money myth too as well. All right, so here's my final thoughts. Lately, I've been reading this book, The 50th Law by 50 Cent and Robert Greene. In fact, Patrick Bet-David, my mentor, had set up an opportunity for us to go meet Robert Greene. We played basketball in the LA Lakers court. Robert Greene wrote in the book, The 50th Law, saying this: what excites me about America is its social mobility. People continually rising from the bottom to the top and altering the culture in the process. He goes on to say in the book, your fears are a kind of prison that confines you within a limited range of action. The less you fear, the more power you will have and the more fully you will live. You see, the more you face your fears, remain accountable to a mentor, and surround yourself with like-minded thinkers not only willing to be more, but willing to do more, you'll be more empowered to do something and dispel a lot of the money myths that you have. And if you do want to live a better financial life in a better financial situation, you've got to face those fears and not listen to the fears of others, which are really masked in excuses and comfortable inaction. Well, that wraps it up. Please drop me your thoughts in the comment section below, and make sure that you are also participating in the YouTube Best Comments Challenge, where you get to receive this book, Living a Life of Significance by Joe Jordan, and also get a shot to meeting my mentor, Patrick Bet-David, when he comes here to Chicago during the Insurance Newsnet Super Conference, September 26th through the 28th. So I'll be selecting those names to go in a raffle to be selected by Monday night at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, if you've been watching this on YouTube and you've been watching this video up until now and you have not subscribed to our channel, I hope I earned a new subscriber. So please click subscribe right here and click notifications to be alerted the next time we upload our next episode. And if you've been watching this on Facebook and you're watching this episode until now, I hope I earned another like on our business page. So please click like. With that being said, thanks for tuning in. I'm your Money Smart guy, and until we meet again, continue to live smart, continue to love smart, and be money smart today.